there were times where I literally thought we were gonna die. When we were doing these deals. It,
Oh, elaborate.
so there was this one.
Which time?
Which time? The time we walked into that crack house. So it
Oh
was.
my
Wait,
God.
that's for real? I thought you were just saying that as a joke.
No.
What else do we have to lose at this point? We're
Yeah.
so young, we might as well try it now.
Yeah.
We can't do this in 20 years from now when you retire, and then when we're in our 50s, how is that going to be well off for our family, in 20 years?
Hey, welcome back to Too Hard, Too Fast, the podcast where we try to broaden perspectives, all while going off the rails. In this podcast, we have this episode, the podcast doesn't change, the episodes change.
Okay.
Come on, George. In this episode, we have Free Bird Restorations and Designs. They're located here in San Antonio, Texas. If you're not in San Antonio, we'll make your way to San Antonio because you're going to want some of their pieces. The stuff they do with furniture, it's awesome. In this episode, though, they're going to try to restore my faith in humanity. Our faith in humanity. Just kidding. Maybe they'll just restore my soul. We need a lot of help this way. But we have Michael and Michelle, the owners of Free Bird Restorations. So welcome on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm excited as well, guys. Let's sit back, buckle up. Let's go. Too hard, too fast. Boom.
Welcome to Too Hard, Too Fast.
Welcome back
to Too Hard,
Too Fast.
Anything that rolls downhill, man.
I mean, old habits die hard, right?
It's the podcast by the people, for the people.
Well, I'm going Too Hard, Too Fast.
We are double fisted on that ass.
Only here, Too Hard, Too Fast. Let's do it.
Welcome back to Too Hard, Too Fast.
Where you're.
Come on! I shouldn't have gone to the third beer.
I think that's the intro right there.
I should have gone to the third beer. Oh my God. Welcome back to Too Hard, Too Fast.
Where your dumpster fire is our restoration project.
So welcome everyone to Too Hard, Too Fast podcast.
That's right. Where we go off the rails and George has to worry about it. So here we go.
For the podcast of the century.
Cheers.
I think this ought to start it off. Let's
there you go. That's the first question, actually. What are you drinking?
We got Founders Oktoberfest. This is
actually we're in the season.
Yeah, this is my favorite time of the year. Decent weather. Well, I mean, kind of South Texas, and great beer, football, barbecue. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
Well, I guess it depends who you're cheering on in football.
You must be talking about the Cowboys.
I am. I grew up a Cowboys fan.
Condolences.
I won't get into it because you know what? I'm wearing a Bengals cap.
That's legit. I like it a lot.
But my brother works for the Bengals, so that's what now I'm like a Bengals fan. But so we've actually been having like hardcore conversations like in the family. Like when my brother stops working for the Bengals, are we gonna go back to the Cowboys or are we just done with the Cowboys?
You should just be done with them.
I think it's the latter.
What are you guys thinking? Are you guys Cowboys fans or no?
Oh, no, absolutely not. Absolutely
that's
not.
why you're so free of like, forget it.
So my entire family are Cowboys fans. So, I mean, right now they're just bathing in their Cowboy tears because it's bad. It's bad. So, I'll leave them alone for a little bit. Maybe it's until they get a win, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, hopefully not next weekend because they're playing the Bengals.
Well, there you go.
Or depending on when this episode comes out, but I'm gonna say Bengals win.
There you go.
All right.
I got money on the Bengals too.
What are you guys? Are you guys fans of any other team?
Well, I mean, we're Houston Texans fans. We're San Antonio Spurs fans. Obviously, the Missions.
Yeah,
Missions.
love the Missions. Yes.
Love the Missions. But I mean, I'm a big boxing buff. She loves the Olympics. Those are our two things. So once that's on, it's like, that's it.
Dude. Oh, I love the Olympics. I think I'm the only person that I know that likes the Olympics as much as I do. Like I have to watch opening ceremony, and
yeah.
we actually made a game of it in college where we would try to guess the over and under on how many athletes each country has, and then
Right,
if we're over, if we're under and close, you win. Or like there's always one winner. Everybody else has to drink.
right.
But you can't
like
go
that.
over. If you're over, you're automatically drinking. Okay, you're drinking Oktoberfest. What are you drinking, Michelle?
So it's this little like flybird spicy tamarindo from it's Target. I live at Target, so I mean, whatever they have there, I just grab it.
Okay, so I'm sort of gonna start moving away from this thing that I've been doing, but I don't know if I can. Like I'm very curious. We used to, or on Too Hard Too Fast, we do like drink reviews. And so I want you, Michael, to kind of give the Too Hard Too Fast review of your drink Oktoberfest. And this is how it works. Based on flavor versus flavor and also alcohol content versus the price. So like if it's like a super expensive beer, but it doesn't have that much alcohol content. And also like the label, is it cool? What would you give it from 0 to 2?
0 to 2.
No, I messed that up. See, it's been a while. From 1 to 2, using decimals, what would you rate it?
Okay, this one I would rate it probably a 1.7. A 1.7. So it's a German style Marzen, which is my absolute favorite style of beer. It's 6% by alcohol, which is decent for a beer. It's not too bad. You know, it's not that watered down Bud Light, Miller Lite stuff. You know, it's actually has flavor. You know, but yeah, I would say 1.7, and yeah, the founders, that one right there.
Okay.
So
1.7, what that means on this scale is you have to go find where this beer is located at and drive to it. Like
yes,
it's that good.
yes.
Perfect.
If I could, I'd have my absolute favorite beer right now, which is Dragon's Milk. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, it's the drink of Valhalla. It's delicious.
Oh, Mike. So
And then he feels like a Viking at the end of the day. It's like
just drinking out of a horn, like
he has limitations on those. It's like maybe no more than a handful times a year. 'Cause then it's like, who are you right now? Where are we?
Is it one of those beers that comes in like a 2-pack in a carton?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 4 or something, but
Yeah.
it's very because the alcohol content is what
It's almost 12%.
Oh, okay.
And, I mean, it's literally like drinking Yoo-hoo with a little bit of alcohol. It's just delicious.
It's so good. It's dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Michelle. So your drink, you got the Target brand. And there's nothing wrong with. I like Target, but we all know where it is. Are we gonna drive to Target for it?
Nah, I mean, if you're there, you'll pick it up, but it's not like you're gonna, you know. I mean, it's like one of those. Well, it's right by the checkout. I might as well. Just throw it in the cart.
It's been one of those days.
I think that's marketing for you. They make sure to put it kind of near the aisle because you got all your groceries and all your, whatever you needed from there. And then it's labeling is really nice. I think that's where they catch you. They're like, oh, we'll show you this fancy label, and then you'll want it. And I think, yeah, it got me. All right. They saw a sucker on my face. So
what would you rate it?
I mean, I guess I'd rate it like a 1.2.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. That is totally perfect. 1.2 means if you see it, get it.
Yeah.
That's definitely hit it right on.
But I mean, it does have really good alcohol content. I mean, it's like 15%.
15%.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there you go. That's where they get you at because it's like
I might go with a 1.4 for 15% on but well, it depends on that flavor. Is it like one of those is like
no.
it has to be ice cold to drink?
It came out with like 2 flavors, and now there's like at least
Mhm.
like 5 to 8 different flavors now. So at least they're like expanding the variety.
Right.
So I feel like that's good.
It's not like when we were younger when we had those MD 2020s and Thunderbirds. You know, not like that.
So I don't know if I can say this. I don't know how much I can say, but in college, so in college, I had some friends that knew of a corner store that would sell like when you were underage. But this guy had certain like priorities. I don't know if that's the right word or like his limit of what he will sell you. So he'll say you can't have any of the good stuff, but you can have those MD 2020s if you want. So
Yes.
if you were underage, you can buy MD 2020s, which
Love
was
that.
probably worse.
Yeah,
absolutely
exactly.
I don't even know what that stuff was, man. It was terrible. That's all I can say. But it was
We also went with a kick of like it was like the challenge was like towards the end of the night or like when the night was still kind of like fun, like the very peak of the night, somebody would always say, "Who can do a shot of Everclear?" And man, it was like you had to like prove yourself you could and like take a shot and not throw up.
Oh my god. That still burns. You just saying
Yeah.
that, and it's
Yeah.
like
I
can-
see it
can still-
nowadays. I'm like, I don't know why
Yeah.
this even exists. Why is this even
To start your car if you run out of gas. I mean, that's really all it's for.
yeah, right. Take the paint off the sidewalk.
We should use it to restore furniture. That's what we should use it for, you know?
Can you do that? No, you will just make it more fire unresistant to fire. All right. So I usually drink out of this mug, and I've gotten guests were like, "Hey, how do we know if you're even drinking?" So I used to like pour in front of them so they know that I'm drinking, but I already poured it. So I do have this Fireball, which I've talked about Fireball before.
My favorite.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
I don't shy away from it. Like I think it's good, but it's not on the higher end that I would rate it. I think I've rated it before like a 1.35 or something. I could be wrong, but you know what? Too hard, too fast. We don't check facts, and so. But I know I've scored it in the lower end just because it's not my go-to. But they do it when you're like they have it right there at at the cash register. So you're like, screw it, I'll get a couple of minis.
It's so funny because for my birthday, I actually got a bucket of fire. Somebody bought me like a bucket, the little minis of them. So I was like, this is dangerous, but
Nice. I've seen them. I've never had them. I've seen those. You know what I saw the other day though? At HEB, they started selling them.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
I just saw it on a post somewhere, and
Yeah.
I
Crazy.
They can you do you guys know if you guys can buy them or anybody can buy them like on a Sunday or after 9 o'clock?
I know. That's what we were just talking about
Yeah.
actually this Sunday, because I know you couldn't do it on Sundays, but
You
I don't
can't buy
know.
liquor.
We're so used to it, we just don't do it, but I don't know if it's changed since then.
Yeah. So I was wondering, I was like, well, if HEB is selling that, but there was one time me and my a friend were gonna go get stuff to drink, and we saw this wine that had like a lot of alcohol content, and so I was like, might as well try it. Let's see what it is. So we put it on the cash register, and the guy's like, "Oh, you guys can't buy that." So I was like, why? It's like, "Oh, because it's after 9 o'clock." I was like, but it's wine. He goes, but the alcohol content is so high, we have to treat it like liquor, so we can't sell it. I was
That's
like, well, that's weird.
crazy.
Why would you guys have it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unless the guy was lying to me, I don't know, but yeah, they didn't sell it to me. I was like, okay, so I did like the walk of shame back to put it back in the.
Oh,
I was like, can I just leave it here? It's like, no.
dang, they shut you down.
And then I never remembered what the wine was. Never even bothered to look for it again. But I've always wondered like what it tasted like because it was like the alcohol content was very heavy. Ooh,
Okay. Yeah, that's her.
how old?
She'll
Three?
be 3 in November.
Oh wow, still a
Yeah.
puppy.
Yeah, she's a beast. Okay. I'll give you some beer later.
Well, with that said, with the fireball, I'm not gonna rate it again, but I think it was like 1.35. But cheers, guys.
Yes.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Cheers.
To Freebird. So
Absolutely.
why the name Freebird?
I
You get that a
know.
lot.
I get that a lot.
Because of the song.
I know a lot of. I mean, I do love that song. It's a good song.
It's just a culmination of things.
I think just because I've always had a free spirit, and I do have birds. I have chickens.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm a mama bird here. So I feel like I just went with that, like free bird. So I don't know.
I think a little bit more with our company in depth is, I mean, we're free to design the way we want to design. You know, just talking up our company, you know, we don't just do one line of products. We just don't do one color. We just don't do one style. We're free to do whatever we want to do and however we want to do it. You know, Michelle has all the, I guess, freedom to design her pieces the way she wants them designed and not the way anyone else tells her how to design it. So that's the way I see it. You know, she's free to do whatever she wants. She just tells me what to do and I do it, you know,
Nice.
so that's the cool part. That's the way I think about it, you know, but she also is a gypsy. So that's pretty cool.
At heart, you know.
Well, what does that mean? Like, are you a person that collects crystal rocks?
Oh my God, no, I'm not that crazy. I feel like since I have more like, you know, like I don't know, more Native American to me. So I feel like I take a lot of those like free spirits and, you know, kind of like I don't know. I feel like I'm very open. I'm not like, you know, closed off to a lot of ideas or certain rules. I don't really like boundaries. I'm
You don't
always
color in between the lines.
No, I do
Don't stay
not.
in the lines. And
Mm-mm.
fair enough. And the only reason I asked about the crystal rocks was because my wife was passing, and she definitely has some crystal rocks. So I want to, you know, throw me something right now.
I'm open to crystal rock because I don't have anything against it. You know? We don't discriminate here against if you like that, you know, that's awesome.
It's all good. Yeah.
But it's okay. We can make fun of it. We can accept it, but we can also make fun of it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Agreed.
So would you guys say like Michelle's the brains and you're like the bronze?
I wouldn't say brawn. I'm lacking in that part. I would say more like craftsman.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, no, absolutely. She's I always describe her as a design powerhouse. I mean, she really doesn't understand her abilities and she really has no limits. You know, I always encourage her to kind of think outside of the box, do something different, you know, and that's what we bring to the table. And that's as far as what I do. You know, I took carpentry and then woodworking classes, so that kind of stuck with me. You know, I have a degree in biology. Doesn't help me any here, you know. But
It does.
yeah, I mean, maybe mathematically, but you
Well,
know,
because wood used to be alive at some point, so kind of
there
right.
you go, there you go. That's incorporated, right? But no, absolutely, she is the brains of the operation. I give all the credit to her. You know, she's tells me exactly what she wants painted or what she wants natural wood or how she wants a piece to look or come out. And, you know, I just kind of deliver on that end.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to that, but I'm gonna go off the rails for a little bit. I do want to ask you like how you get your ideas for your designs and you know go into that track, but I'm really gonna go off the rails here.
Okay.
I did a lot of not Facebook stalking, but just creeper stalking on your Instagrams.
Uh-huh.
You guys do say that you guys are veteran owned, female, Latina owned. All that is awesome, and you know that's what I definitely I try to bring all kinds of walks of life on here because I want to show it all and, broaden perspectives, but also, helping the brown rise up,
Yes.
So with that said, I don't know why I went in that direction. I just felt like I needed to explain that. But while I was doing creeper stuff on your Instagrams, I saw that you were a boxer at some point. Are you boxed?
Yes. Yes. Actually,
At least from what I got from photos. I don't know.
Yes. Yes. I actually box amateurly, and I box a little bit professionally.
You got that tattoo?
Yeah. Yeah. I got my little guys.
Nice.
And actually, this one, my daughter drew. I don't know if you see that one. She drew that one for me.
Like a fox?
Yeah,
coyote?
yeah, it's still boxing
pretty
fox.
cool.
So she drew that one for me. But yeah, I grew up in San Antonio. So I mean, if you're from San Antonio, we're a big boxing town, huge boxing town.
I'm not from San Antonio, but I've been here long enough to know that now that we've talked about that you guys are from San Antonio, or that you're from San Antonio, both of you are from San Antonio, right? And
Yeah.
Michelle, I have a weird one for you after this. But I've been here long enough that we need to know what high schools you guys went to.
We both graduated from Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson. Okay. There's also a Thomas Edison, right?
Thomas Edison, which is our rival.
Oh, okay.
They're not too far down the street from us, but that's our
okay.
That's our alma mater. That's actually where we met. We're high school sweethearts.
That's
So
okay.
we've been-
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sweethearts and business partners.
Exactly.
The total package. But yeah. Thomas Jefferson. We both grew up in that area. We both graduated from Thomas Jefferson, and I went off to the military. Drug her with me, and we've been together ever since.
That's pretty badass. So
Appreciate it.
the whole amateur boxing, what got you into that?
So I mean, I'm a little guy, just on average. I mean, I top out at 5'6", and that's on a good day. And I loved football, I loved basketball, I loved baseball, I loved all the major sports. I was just a small guy. And one day I just walked into Zazamora gym and said, I want to box, and that it just took over from there. I mean, it's all that I ever wanted to do. It's all that I ever dreamt about. It's all that I ever wanted. I actually wanted to box well into my adult life. I actually, boxed Junior Olympics. I was ranked, in South Texas and in the United States. I also, was supposed to box for the Air Force, but then 9/11 happened and they kind of shut down all sports. It's like 9/11 happened and we got bigger things to worry about besides sports, so there went my Olympic dream, but it is what it is, things happen for a reason, and I wouldn't change a thing.
Well, damn, Michael, way to bring me down. I was having such a great time before the whole 9/11.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, and feel free to make fun of me. I'm gonna try to cut in a lot of the serious stuff with some jokes, but you guys do it too. All right, Michelle, you ready for your weird one?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. And I was kind of hesitant. Do I tell her before recording or do I tell her during the recording? Just to protect the innocent kind of thing. Are you nervous?
No.
No. Okay. Because I'm being real weird right now. No. So I think you and I have met, and I think maybe I have probably even met Michael. But I filmed your brother's wedding.
No, you did. Who? Which brother?
Johnny.
Really?
That's so crazy.
Dude, what a small world.
I know. I feel like I love how paths always intertwine like that. You never know who or when or where you met somebody or how you know them. But I just love that.
I mean, we probably didn't meet at all. I was like doing, but
oh my God. I just remember it being so hot that day. And I was
yes.
like, why would you get married outside during August? Who does this? We were literally like just glistening with sweat. I don't remember anything else from that day. Like nothing.
Yeah.
It was hot.
It was so freaking hot.
It was definitely hot. It was fun and it was hot. And I didn't go in thinking I was gonna
I
yeah. No, I didn't go in thinking I was gonna record, but at the time I was practicing with the camera and like kind of like vlogging, doing different things, and I had filmed other weddings, and so I had my camera stuff, and so they were like, "So are you gonna film the wedding?" I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." It was like, as long as they know that I wasn't prepared, so like whatever.
You did
but
a good job. I do have to say, I do love.
wait, say that again. Just
you did a really good job.
Louder for those in the back.
no.
Okay. No, he has really good pictures, and you know, we don't have any of those. We got married in this scary dungeon downtown. I thought we were gonna be murdered, you know.
Dang, where downtown did you get married?
Listen, that back then you had to like look through phone books to like find somebody.
Yeah.
And I was like, this person right here. And I picked it. I remember calling and like setting up the time and date. And then it was like pouring rain on our day, like so hard. You couldn't even see in front of you all day long. And we get to the downtown and it's just like, we get to this dark, musty place and they're like, follow me. And we just go down this like dungeon corridor. And I was like, well, this is it. You know, we're just going to go together.
It was the weirdest thing. It was so
if we die, we die.
Exactly.
And we'll die together.
If I go, you go together. So that's our crazy wedding story. We have like maybe like 5 pictures from that wedding, and that was it. It was the justice of the peace. We always say we'll redo it one day, but we have yet to do it. So
it
was so awesome the first time. I mean,
you can't recreate another story like that. That's like one of those stories that
come on.
Yeah, we have crazy stories. I'm telling you, that's just one. That was the beginning of the craziness. You should have known right then, like. It was all gonna be madness after.
Hey, if you didn't get cold feet at that moment, it was the real deal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the only reason I noticed, or the reason I started noticing, I was looking through photos and I saw a picture of a girl, which is, you know, their daughter. And I was like, dang, I feel like I know this, but you know, babies, they kind of look alike. So I was like, no, I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want, you know, whatever. So I started looking and then I noticed your mom and I was like, I feel like I know her. I've seen her somewhere. I've met her. I was like, whatever, just kept going. And then I saw Johnny. I was like, I know this guy.
Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
Like, we can't go one place without Johnny getting up and saying hi to somebody. Like, he knows all of San Antonio at this point. Like, I'm convinced Johnny knows everybody and everybody knows Johnny.
Yeah. Well, I think I met him because my wife's sister is best friends with his wife.
Oh, okay.
Very cool.
From all that.
Is it? No.
Yeah, and I'll cut it out because I don't know if she wants her name out.
Oh, okay.
I was worried as a guy. I wonder if Johnny wants his name on here. So
we're already name dropping. I love it.
What a small world.
That's crazy. That's cool. That's cool. I love it.
Yeah. So that's how I met him, and then, like, I think just being the random guys that nobody talks to because they're like, you know, the family and for best friends are like. I think that's how we were like, hey. And we just like knew each other from there. So yeah, it was weird. I was like, oh dang, that's really freaking weird.
Oh, world, yeah.
That's fun.
Awesome.
So that was my weird stuff. And then, you know, with that, we'll close out. No, I'm just kidding.
You're like, am I?
All right, back to Freebird. So when I'll tell you this. Whenever my wife wants to pick up stuff that's like I think is trash, I get really frustrated because okay, yeah, so I cannot like even think of the like of what it can turn into. I'm just like, it's trash. It's out here for a reason. It's trash.
Dude, it's like driving around with my grandpa. You know, she's like, pick it up, look at it, it's all pretty. And I'm like, bro, that's trash, son. Just leave it there, let it die. Just let it die. And she's like, oh.
So yeah, my wife and I recently, like super recently, had an argument on this piece of furniture that she wanted to have. I was like, if they're giving it to you for $50, it's fucking trash. And it's already you're overpaying. You're overpaying. It's trash.
That's when you
What?
have them and you're like 20.
I mean, I just didn't even want it. I was like, I don't want to have to carry it in and then just so I can throw it out 10 days later just because.
Not even 10 days. I will keep that thing for like 2 years. And then I'm like, all right, you know what? We shouldn't have picked this up. Put it on the curb.
Exactly.
I'll keep it for like a good year or two before I finally like, okay, fine. We shouldn't have picked that one up.
Time to throw in the towel.
Fine.
So then at what point does it become? Because, you know, there's certain things, and I think we just moved one. Yeah, I used to have one here that we actually picked up at a dumpster in one of the apartments that we were moving out on. We were moving out. We're like, yeah. So we still have it, and that was like a good, like a solid. Which I made a fuss, and I was like, okay, I was wrong. It's still useful. So it used to be here, but we just moved it. But there was another thing that we grabbed. Actually, look, let me see if I can.
Let's see it.
That, oh, you know, it's so messy.
Like
All
the
the-
cabinet?
all the messy.
Uh-huh.
So that brown thing in the back holding
Yeah.
everything.
Uh-huh.
That was also like a given away, but it's like one of the knobs is missing, but
Okay, but
it's still
something
good.
like that you use for storage, like you need them. Like you
Yeah.
can't. We've picked up so many cabinet things and we just put them in the garage and we use them for like storage cabinets because, you know, we have so much going on in there.
Mm.
So, I mean, they're good at least for, you
Right.
know, organization.
Yeah,
you know.
no, and it really like what I'm getting at is, or trying to get at, doing a really really bad job at getting at it, is that like yeah, some pieces turn into like without any work, turn
Oh,
into
yeah.
like you said like useful stuff. This
Uh-huh.
also came with like a other half piece that I don't understand why there's two different pieces and one slides
Right.
around. we took the other piece and made it a whole other thing.
I love
That's
it.
okay. That
See,
works.
But the
Well,
thing is, too,
yeah.
you know, coming from what we do, when I saw that piece, you know, I was already thinking of ideas. You know, changing the molding on the bottom, putting some legs on it, putting some black paint, and modernizing it.
Yeah.
And it would be a piece where it's like, wow, where'd you buy this? It's like, well, I didn't buy it anywhere. I picked it off the curb, and $50, and you have a statement piece.
It's all profit, yeah.
Right. And I think that's where she comes in, is she sees that potential in
Mhm.
these pieces. And as long as they're solid wood, they're not particle, you know, they're not wood that kind of swells. And if it's solid wood, you can work with that. You know,
Mhm.
you can really bring them into your home, recycle them, upcycle them, revamp them, and make them into pieces that are one of a kind pieces for your home.
Yeah.
No one else is going to have that. It's like, yeah, man, I made that. That's mine. You know,
That's
and you have
badass.
pride, you know?
Do you guys put like some kind of marking on the furniture to like,
We do. We have a
because it's
stamp.
technically art too, right? Like I would think.
I feel that
Yes.
way. I mean, I didn't used to. I used to just feel like, oh, I'm just throwing some paint on it, whatever.
Yeah.
But now I feel like I love the part of just redesigning it. You know, like it's not just paint and it's not just new hardware. It's actually taking a piece and adding or taking away or just
Right.
you know, it's just totally redone. And so with that, I think my older brother, I don't know
I was
if
gonna
you
say it was
remember,
crazy,
you
yeah.
don't, I don't know if you remember him. He was there at the wedding. my older brother, he told me because they have a
Just by the way, just so you know, nobody talked to me because I was just the hired work at the time.
I mean,
I went from guest to
You
just
know.
the hired help.
I'm the hired help all the time, so I know what that feels like. No, he told me he does
Not
like,
even my wife hired talked to me at the sorry. I was just like, even she was just like, no, I don't know that guy.
she's like, what are you doing here? Why are you still here, sir?
You're ruining my vibes.
I'm trying to have a good time at this wedding.
Sorry, I won't cut you off again.
No. No, my brother would go into other people's homes, because he does
Remodeling.
electrical remodeling, construction, and he would see our pieces there, and he would be like, "You need to stamp that," He's like, "I see your furniture in so many people's homes, and that's your design." He's like, "So you need to have your signature on that," and so that really had us thinking. We need to stamp. Yeah, we need our name on it, to know that it was restored by us. Because what if it does pass, and people want it changed 10 years from now or 5 years from now, they don't like that style in their home anymore. And, and they can look at, okay, well, what is this name on the back? And they can just Google it, nowadays you can Google anything, everything. And that would be, another way for it to make it full circle to us.
Right.
So it was a good idea.
Like, let's say somebody else wants to take ownership of it and be
Like
like, no,
a
maybe we
brand.
don't answer that. Don't answer because we don't want to give people ideas. George,
No.
cut that out.
We don't wanna
Yeah, no.
Over, George, cut that out.
we love a brand, but I don't trust myself with like taking hot fire to wood, then my house is going to be up in flames. And they're going to be, the fire department was going to be like, "Ma'am, you again? Like, what did you do?"
Yeah.
Um,
Or I'm gonna have like free birds on my neck.
Yeah, try it out.
yeah. When we're arguing over something,
Hey.
take that.
Hey, she doesn't watch that show Snap, does she?
Religiously.
Every day.
So when do you decide that something is like a give up project? Like, when is it like, when does trash go back to trash?
I feel like if it hasn't been touched in like so long, I would say at least a year. And then I think once we've done like so many modifications to it, like once we're like, okay, well, it just needs this. And then we do that. And then something else falls apart. And then we fix that. And then something else. Like if it's just like keeps snowballing and it's beyond like frustration. And it's just like, okay, well, you know what? I can see why you were in the trash.
You're just a stubborn piece of furniture.
That's where you're going.
Yeah.
Goodbye. So I think it takes a lot for me to get rid of those pieces. I have to finally be like at wit's end. But sometimes I'm like, no, you're not too bad. I'm gonna fix you. I don't care.
Yes.
Like.
Yes.
I had some cane chairs.
Those cane chairs. Oh my God.
He wanted to just like light them on fire, and
they were the worst.
What are cane chairs? What is that?
Oh, it's kind of like this, like what you see right here.
Oh, okay, yes. So I used to hate those as a kid.
I know. They were
they're all
so
like pokey,
like tacky and like outdated. But they've made a huge comeback, and
they have, and I've seen them in fancy places.
A lot of fancy places.
I mean, Tio Ophelia, she had style. I mean, that's where you found them. It's like at your Tia's house. It's like, man, these are ugly, but now you grow up and you're like, damn, she had style. That's awesome.
They were comfy. When they're not, when they're fixed up and they're nice, they're comfy.
Exactly.
So somebody threw away some of these chairs, and I was like, I'm gonna save them, and I picked them up, but they would not go down without a fight, like tooth and nail. Like we were fighting with these chairs, and finally I won. I was like, I'm not giving up. Yeah. And they came out really good, I must say.
Yeah, they came out really nice, but they were, the way the angles sat on the chairs, it was really hard to get them to set in place. So I had to like concoct these weird, kind of mechanisms to hold them together, because if not,
It would
they'll
split.
the wood would
The
just
wood was
split.
splitting.
And I mean, oh my God, I wanted to just smash them against the
Yeah.
floor like Hulk Hogan. It was bad. It was bad. But we finally figured it out, got them done, and they came out really nice, actually.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any like weird rituals that you would do when something is like, this is trash, and now I'm frustrated with it, I'm gonna like destroy it this way?
We just sacrifice it to Joe Boo, like on Major League. Just give it a Joe Boo, and just let it go. Let it go. But no, we really don't.
Well, the good thing is, like, since we have 2 employees now, one of them is they're the new me, and they're like, I'll take it.
Mhm.
You're gonna give it away, or you're gonna throw it away, or even people who come through our neighborhood. They know that we're always working on furniture, so if they see it, it's gone within like a day. It doesn't last. So I mean, at least that's a good thing. Like, we don't have furniture sitting in our yard like a crazy person too long.
Well, the reason I asked is because like when we used to live in apartments, if there was like something big that we were getting rid of, for the most part, we always lived either on the 2nd or 3rd floor. So we would push it off our balcony, and we would like celebrate that way, like, we're done with this, and it's like, watch it just fucking disintegrate as it hits the floor.
I'm sure if we had a lake, Michael would put it on a boat, and then he would like.
Yes, drinking that milk beer.
Sign me up, bro. That's me.
A Viking send-off, yes. That would be awesome.
Good.
One day,
Yeah.
We'll do it on the San Antonio River.
Exactly. There you go. This motherfucker's gonna meet Odin, dude, and just.
I'll be there. I'll be right there with you, man. Just to watch it. Just to watch it.
Yeah, for his Viking dreams to come true.
Exactly.
So where did this? It's funny. Let's go back to the start. Where did this all come from? Like, what made you guys go into the restoration business?
So
Yes.
it started with us being young and poor, and we had our first bedroom set, and we had it forever, and I was like, it's very outdated, it looks terrible. So I was like, I just saw a magazine, and I was like, I can do this, and I was very ambitious. I tried to do all of it, like everything, all of it, paint and redesign all at once, and it was awful. And it was the most awful thing you had ever seen.
No.
But I was so proud. Like,
No
I
way.
was like, I did this,
It was fucking awesome.
No,
Dude.
it was not.
It was awesome. Because I think you did like textured wallpaper.
I did check, yeah.
So it read like a braille book, so it was all textured everywhere, and it was so funky and eclectic.
It was crazy.
And it was
Oh.
wild. It was really wild. And we did a segment with SA Live, and I was like, man, I want to find that piece so we could put it in our store and have kind of like a transition. This is where it started.
Yeah.
This funky, eclectic, crazy piece to what we have now.
Yeah.
And that's really how it started.
It was over like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And, before Pinterest boards and all of that. And I
Right.
was just like, I saw a magazine and I was like, I can do this. And then, of course, he's in the background, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
She's like a mad scientist.
Did you have like a different job before that, or like a day job?
I was just like I was mostly a stay-at-home mom with our girls,
Which is more than a day job.
Yes. So I was fortunate enough to be able to stay home with our girls. It was a curse and a blessing at the same time. So I was like,
I used to like not work summers and stay at home with my son, and if my wife didn't come home every day, the whole thing will be on fire. So
That's a fact.
Don't take that lightly. Being stay at home parent.
No.
Dang.
yeah, it is a lot of work, especially for us because our girls both have autism. So staying home with them, it's definitely more than a full-time job. So they've come a long way, but so that's why we couldn't really afford new expensive furniture that you see in the magazines or in the catalogs. We're old school catalogs.
I don't know if you,
I don't think we're that far in age. So
go to JC Penney's and you would look at the catalog.
the Sears and Roebucks, and yeah.
So I just started with that, and I was like, I can do this. And then after that, I think my confidence was like, so it took me a couple of years, probably at least, before I picked it up and did it again. And then it just grew and grew. I started doing more and more and more. And then it's turned into a side business, which turned into like part-time for me. And then I employed him, even though he had a job. I was like, hey, I need help with this. Can you help me? And then we started getting orders, and it just grew more than I ever imagined and thought it would grow into. It was nothing we first saw coming.
in the early days, how did you like sell your furnitures then?
Oh my God. Back then they had like Let Go and like Offer Up and stuff like that.
I was gonna say
You had to do like the sketchy meetups.
Exactly. Or Craigslist.
Yeah. Yes, Craigslist. Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Maybe near the I-10 bridge. Those kind of and you like, kind of slip it on the low. Yeah. It was great.
Yeah. I stopped using Craigslist when
Oh my God, yes.
I was buying a video game, college loser, playing video games.
Stop.
No, I mean I still play video games. So. But anyways, I don't buy them off Craigslist anymore, luckily. But
There has to be a story.
I was buying a game on Craigslist.
Caution
What's that?
I said, let's hear your caution Craigslist story.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it gets worse than this, but I met this person at the 410. What is that restaurant on 410 by the Target? 410 and I-10.
410 and I-10.
410 and I-10.
B&B or B. It's an adult restaurant that has video games.
Okay, like where the old Kinko's used to be. Do you remember Kinko's?
Kinko, I do remember, but I don't actually. I don't know if there was a Kinko's there because again, I'm not from San Antonio. I grew up in Eagle Pass.
Where Jim's is?
Okay. I don't know.
Are you close to Jim's?
No, it's like everybody goes to this restaurant.
Dave's?
No.
Fuck.
Oh, the game one.
B&D. Yes, it's B&D. Dukes or D&B.
Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
So I went to Dave and Buster's
Dude,
to meet up this person.
10 minutes to figure that out.
You were so close.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this person was a 10-year-old kid selling me his video game. And so I'm like, really weird. And I look over and his mom is there. And I go, give him the money? He goes, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Why does this sound like Catch a Predator episode?
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, never again. I'd rather get stabbed than do this again.
That's so funny.
I can't remember when or why we stopped using Craigslist, but
it might have been.
I think it's because like all you would get now from Craigslist are those scamming people.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
Like when we would post things, we would just get scam. And I'm like, okay, well.
We have our caution stories when it comes to dealing with folks, on Offer Up, Let Go. There were times where I literally thought we were going to die, when we were doing these deals.
Oh, elaborate.
So there was this one.
Which time?
Which time? The time we walked into that crack house. So it was.
Wait, that's for real? I thought you were just saying that as a joke.
No.
No. And I was adamant on
getting this piece of
furniture because they had like a sign in their front yard and it said, what did it say?
It said notary.
Oh yeah, they were a notary public, and I was like, this has to be legit.
Legit.
I was like, they have a sign.
No.
It has their number on it. I was like, we're not gonna get murdered.
Dude. So this guy, we were waiting for like 10 minutes.
Minimum. And he was like, let's just go. And I was like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
this is a good deal. This is the deal of the century, and we're gonna get this piece. And I really want it.
It was a ride or die situation, and she was ready to die for this piece of furniture. She was ready, and I was like, man, I guess we're going to Valhalla today. Let's do it, you know? So he comes out, did he have a shirt on? I don't even remember. And this guy's like, oh, follow me. And he starts walking to the back. And I'm like, oh, hell no, man. So I'm like, Michelle, just stay behind me. I'll walk behind this guy and we'll figure this out. So we're walking to the back of this property and I'm looking around and I'm like, okay, we could jump that fence. We could go this way. We could go that way. Michelle could go back to the truck. I'm like looking at exit situations. You know, I'm prior military, so I'm trying to see what's going on. And then he takes us to this shed and he's like, oh, it's in there. And I'm like, okay, well, you go first. I'm not going to go in there. And he's like, oh, well, come on. And I'm like, bro, I'll stand right here. And so he walks in and like 3 other people come out behind
It was scary.
a shower curtain that was separating a room. And I'm like, oh, hell no, man. And they start like pouring.
Like, just like a surprise, we're here.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was like 5 people. And I'm like, oh, dude, we're going to die.
This is the day.
Yeah.
Let me
Were they there to like help pick up the furniture or like they were
So it was a very sketchy situation. So, you know, I walk into the entryway and just 3 people just pop out of nowhere. I didn't even know there was an extra room.
No.
And, you know, everyone's just staring at me. And I'm like, okay, well, do y'all mind picking up this piece and moving it out here? Because I'm not going to go in there.
Yeah.
And then they pull out this bottle with this concoction and they just start pouring it all over the piece. And they're like, let's clean it up for you. And I'm like, what is going on, man? I don't know what we're doing right now. So we kind of pick it up, pull it out. And I swear, we probably did a 40-yard dash in under 5 seconds.
We picked up this piece
and
we
ran.
booked it with this like all the way from their backyard.
And I look back and there were still people coming out of this shack. And I'm like, we need to get out of here. We need to get out of here now.
And I felt bad because he was like selling me on this story, like, oh, my mom's in the hospital. And it kept going on and on and on. And I told Michael at the end, I was like, I think I just supported somebody's habit.
Well, hey, you got your piece.
Exactly. It was actually really nice though.
I'm a neighbor. I enable drugs to happen. I was like, I feel bad.
What did they pour into? Like, what did you smell it?
Dude, it was, I think it was like Fabuloso in a big bottle. And I'm like, oh man, just, no, it's good. It's fine. And she's like, no, let me clean it. And she was like,
and she's like sweating. And I'm like, you just came out of an air conditioned place. Like, why? And where are your teeth? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was
or zip zip, whatever they call it. Either way, it was gonna do the job. It was gonna clean it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, we've been on plenty of those.
That piece got a complete overhaul. We like ripped whatever she cleaned, we took it completely apart and we added a new top to it. Because I was like, we can't ethically like
no way
give this to somebody like that. Right. So we literally took it apart and it had good bones, but we worked.
So I think at this point everybody's thinking, whoever's listening, what was it? What piece of furniture was it?
It was a mid-century modern piece.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Fair enough.
But it was professionally restored. I can tell you that.
It was beautiful.
That is good, because then if this gets back to that owner, it's like, I'll have a fucking crack house furniture.
Exactly.
Fair enough. But you know what? It was rebirth. That's the whole point of restoration.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly. No, it was a complete makeover.
If you find a little baggie with crack in it, that did not come from us.
We did. We found these little like Ziploc baggies in there, and I was like, "What is this? Why are these in here? Who uses these tiny bags
Hey, if you found a little cocaine, that's just extra.
You know, that day we were like working this fast. We were like,
I don't know why, but I'm really fucking cleaning right now. I feel great. Let's clean something else. I'm ready to go walk down a mile. I think I saw something over there that I can definitely pick up. You know what?
It was like Magda from Something About Mary. You know, you're just like going all crazy and flipping up couches. And, you know, yeah, it was wild,
it
man.
was crazy.
Like three pieces came out of one piece.
Exactly.
That was the end of our Craigslist era. We
Yes.
said, you know, it's time to say goodbye to Craigslist. Farewell. So
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if people still use it or not. I've never
I'm sure-
really.
I
Who
don't
knows?
know.
But
I look
I
at it-
did use Let Go once, and I sold like an old Xbox that didn't really work, and I told honestly, I sold it. I told them, hey, it doesn't always open. Like your disc is probably gonna get stuck in there.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care. It's like, okay. So maybe he knew what he was doing. But I was like, all right, man. Just know that I'm selling it as is. Don't contact me again.
I love it.
Oh my God.
I love it.
I think all my stuff revolves around video games. Everything I sold or resold.
It's all good, man. It's all good. We all have our niches, you know. That's all good.
Yeah.
Well, I think because I hated GameStop and I'll still hate it. Don't ever sponsor me, GameStop. I hate you. I might regret that someday.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead and give us back that check, sir. It's null and void at this point.
yeah, right. No, it's like I do like video games, but the older I get, the less time I have to play them.
Yeah.
But I'm still a fan of them. So I think
Yeah.
I always grew up playing video games.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not about me. It's about you guys.
Well, I mean, if I can admit, I was a Street Fighter 2 king, you know, when that dates me, you know, because on the Super NES, man, nobody could beat me on Street Fighter.
I sucked at Street Fighter, but I was a Mortal Kombat guy.
Oh man, it's funny. I don't know if you've seen the video of the way they used to I guess film the original Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
They're like standing on crates and kicking, and it's super funny.
No.
You have to check it out, bro.
Like for the video game or for the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
The very first video game, if you remember, they use like live characters, but it's obviously they're not flying across 20 feet, so they had to film that, and they show you the original film footage. It's comical.
It was awesome.
Dang.
It was awesome.
Dang. But yeah, and I hated what was that one with Sindel, like the guy that turns into fire?
Sindel. Oh, what was that one?
No, that's
Oh, it doesn't matter, but it was the one I like one fighting game I hated. But people were like super hardcore on it.
Was that the one where you could do like 37,000 combos or something like that?
Combo breaker.
Yes. What was that one?
Super Saiyan or
No.
I don't know what it is. Dang it! I'm gonna have to look it up, even though
we should do another podcast on that one.
We will. Yeah, screw that. we'll talk about that on another time. Okay, so going back to Freebird, you guys, I saw on Facebook you had I don't know if you still do, but you had a mobile boutique, but now you're also opening up a shop. Do you guys still have your mobile boutique? I know you're doing pop-ups.
I know. Well, that's to be foreseen if that is coming or not. So we have yet to release the details of
Yeah, still in the work.
So will George cut that out?
that.
Or leave that in as a teaser?
No, I think that's a teaser. That's a teaser because that's something we're still working on.
That was original idea. And I think we just grew
So fast.
we gained
so
much momentum that we weren't able to kind of like dedicate enough time to that. So I still want that dream to live because I love the idea of it.
Right.
And I love the design behind it because I want that to be us. But it's very time consuming. It is.
And I mean, it is Michelle and I, two other employees, and it's just a lot of work. It's a shop, it's in-house, and it's hunting for pieces,
Yeah.
which is very time consuming.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think, well, like the photos you guys have shared on Instagram, and every time I mention you guys, I'm gonna put the Instagram on here.
Yeah.
But the photos you have shared about your shop, at least what I'm assuming is your shop, it looks awesome. Like it looks
You.
shit, it looks like somewhere I want to live.
Thank you. Yeah, we already have people like doing photo shoots in there. It's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, it's something that Michelle designed in her mind. She said, this is the color I want on the walls. This is how I want the floor to look. And there I went, sweating bullets, trying to get it done for her. And yeah, it's something that I wanted to give her for her birthday, because her birthday just actually recently came up, and I was like, God, I need to be a good husband. Flowers suck. Let me give her something better, So yeah,
there you were, like the Viking shipbuilder, just
bro. Floki from Vikings. That was me.
yes.
I'm
Talking
just
to the gods by the end of it.
exactly. I'm just a humble shipbuilder. That's all I am.
To the old gods and the new gods and everybody in between he was talking to.
Well, happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Happy future wedding anniversary. Or I don't know how you say that. But
Right,
you know what? I
right.
went that creeper. And so
Yeah.
I don't know when this is come. I think for the most part I want this to come out next week. But
Yes.
if it doesn't, because I'm kind of banking episodes. Either way, happy
Thank
anniversary.
you. Yes. 19 years.
Yes.
19 years.
19 years.
Wait, did you just ask her that?
I was confirming.
Okay. I'm kidding. I won't point it out.
I consider it 22 years.
Bro move.
There you go. I appreciate it. I consider it 22 years because I mean we've been together since 2000. So to me it's 22 years because I mean we were high school sweethearts and here we are, married 19 years later. So I kind of take the gentleman approach and say, babe, we've been together for 22 years.
He remembers that.
That's the way I can.
Exactly.
It's an easy number because it's like you're counting by the 10.
Yeah.
Hey, I get it.
Work smarter, not harder,
Exactly. Which comes with restoration.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
All right. So I don't want to take too much of your time, but I think we definitely have a good vibe where I would love to have you guys back on to where we talk about anything else. It could be maybe just the bros. Maybe it could be just me and Michelle, whatever it is.
For sure, man. For
The
sure.
whole, the whole thing again. And
Got plenty of stories.
Yes.
Crazy.
And we're all about the good vibes. All about the good vibes. So yeah, we love spreading the love and love spreading those good vibes, man. So we were elated when we got your message and just excited for this opportunity. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
no problem. I'm a really crappy compliment taker, so I'm gonna feel like fake. But
I'm the same way though. Like people tell me stuff and I'm like,
Yes.
oh, thanks.
Yeah. I'm like,
I'm the
dude,
worst.
I'll wake up in the morning. I'm like, babe, you're beautiful. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? I'm like,
Oh, you were cheating on me in your dreams. And you have to tell me stuff like that or what?
Toxic. But literally earlier today, and it's funny because when I showed you the furniture, that was the clothes I was wearing today, right before
I love it.
real quick. So I asked my wife, I was like, does this look good? Does this look all right? She's like, yeah, you look good. I was like, why are you lying? Why are you lying? I don't feel like it, so you're lying.
Just forget it.
I don't even know why I asked.
I don't feel like this anymore.
Oh man. So yeah, like I definitely we should do this again, especially whenever there is something that you guys want to talk about that's
Sure.
dealing with Freebird. But yeah, we could talk about whatever.
I'm totally down. Absolutely. If you want to have a boxing podcast, I mean, I will totally talk.
No,
to
I don't
you.
want you to kick my ass. I want to be friends.
I know. He
Yeah.
tried to teach me how to box because I was like, I want to learn. So
That's another story.
teach me. And it hasn't even gone 2 sessions. Like we haven't even we bought the heavy metal, like he bought me gloves and wraps and
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna do this.
Yep.
And both times we've argued.
Yeah.
Like no, I was like, you know what, just forget it.
You know, because I teach and train a certain way, you know, and she's like, I'm not going to the Olympics. I'm not turning pro. And I'm like, bro, you need to do it right, though. I mean, come on. You know, and she's like, I don't want to do it like that. I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it.
I want to take my time. You can't put a round on me. Like it's that's the same conversation with my wife. It's like, I need to work out on my, and she wakes up like super early. So I don't see her working out because she doesn't want me to like critique her work. It's like,
he does it all the
more than me.
I'm like, stop it. Stop.
Well, bro, throwing punches like this doesn't work.
I don't throw like that, and you know it.
Yeah, that's how I fight. No, mommy, wait.
No, honestly.
I don't do kickboxing.
Oh, so I think there's a question that's burning in everybody's mind when there's a couple that's also business partners. And I'm gonna ask you that in a little bit, and then I'm gonna ask you for your 2 hard to fast stories. But before all that, where can people buy your restorated furniture, or just get more information from you?
So we're online. We sell through Etsy as well, and then our shop. You know, hopefully right now, I know, and we're trying to get traffic there. So we have the shop over there off of 410 in Blanco, in what used to be the old Sears building. I don't know if anybody remembers.
Yeah.
It's a Park North shopping center. So that's where we're trying to put all of our restored product that is available for sale. But like I said, we do sell through Instagram or online on our website, and we have our Etsy
account
as well.
Perfect. So all the links showed up magically, and they're also in the description, no matter where you guys are listening on. So before we get to those 2 questions, I gotta send you guys some of these 2 hard to fast koozies. It's just my little gift. It's not much, but and that's the sticker.
That's so cute.
I love it. I love it.
So after this, message me where you want me to send it to.
Awesome.
And then we'll do that. So the question that I'm sure everybody's thinking of: how do you guys deal with being a couple and being business partners and arguments? How do you separate couple arguments from business partner arguments? Or do you even have them?
Oh, we have arguments all day long. All day long. But I think because we've been together for so long, we're already into a pattern, and we know each other so much. So I feel like at this point, even if we get mad or we disagree on something, or we're getting on each other's nerves because we're with each other too much, I feel like I don't know, he calls me Dory because I forget and I'm like over it, and I'm like, oh, look, something shiny, or look at me here. And so I think he distracts me because he knows I have a very short span of remembering things. So I think that works in his favor.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, honestly, for me, to be honest with you, I mean, working in the military, I worked corporate, for 14 years, very large insurance company. Being cheesy, I just want to quote that the movie Fury, best job I ever had. It's the best job I ever had. I wish we would have done this sooner, because I would have been a lot happier a lot sooner with my work environment. She is absolutely the best boss I've ever had. Best boss I ever had. So, I mean, and that's not even me being, cheesy or whatever, in that wholeheartedly. And I wouldn't change it for anything. I love what I do. I love what we do. And I truly believe in what we do. And I plan on doing this for the rest of my life.
That's badass. And I don't think it's cheesy. Like maybe scoring a little brownie points, which you gotta do. But I think, and the reason earlier in this podcast I asked you if you had a day job that turned into this was because I really respect people. Well, I respect people in general most of the time, but I love hearing stories when somebody says, "Hey, I used to do this, and it wasn't for me, and I changed it up, and now I'm doing this that I really love." So that's why I really wanted to talk to you guys, because I love the fact that you guys started your business, which seemingly could started like out of nowhere, or from an idea or a design, or hey, I was at the dumpster and I saw this and I got this idea. But it's into something you guys love, and in your cases, it's working out, and I love that.
Thank
So
you.
I think what you said was totally genuine.
Yeah, I feel like you have to hit rock bottom sometimes, like I think COVID was a blessing in disguise, and we just didn't see it, because it took COVID for us to realize, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we not doing what we want to do, what we love doing full time? Like, why are we still listening to other people that, that didn't really have our best interest at heart? You see, what else do we have to lose at this point? We're so young, we might as well try it now. We can't do this in 20 years from now when you retire, and then, when we're in our 50s, how is that going to be well off for our family, in 20 years? So we figured we would just do it now. What do we have to lose? If anything, you can always go back to the corporate world, that's always going to be there. But this one chance is not going to happen again. So we just took a leap.
Fact. Absolute fact.
So
I love that. That's awesome. Also, I think you have one more COVID in you before all it comes. The whole episode, it's taken down.
One more Rona.
No, okay.
We are still COVID free as of September 13th.
Don't jinx yourself. I'm putting that out. I'm completely take that out. Like, do not jinx yourself.
I feel like it's any day now. It's Russian roulette, so I'm sure it's coming, and our numbers and time is coming. But as of today, we have not contracted COVID.
Yeah,
that is like the darkest thing you guys have said. Even before the crack house story, or even after the crack house story, that is the darkest thing. That is the darkest this podcast has gone. In its history. And we've had
it there, right? Yeah. No, I think there's truth. There's absolute truth to what she says.
Point, I'm like, maybe we're immune.
Yeah.
We can't get COVID.
Yeah.
It sees how crazy we are, and COVID's like, oh no.
Fuck that shit.
We don't stay away from this family.
Yeah. It's like World War Z, we just like test our luck and just walk around, and no.
Listen, at this point, what do we know? I don't know.
We're like licking everything as we walk by, because we're like,
let's test it.
Just licking furniture. I think we're good. Guys. That could be a marketing point. COVID free. There we go, guys.
Yes, exactly.
I think YouTube just knocked us out and Spotify dinged us. But it's all right.
That's funny.
I'm kidding. Let's get all right. Let's send you guys off. But I need to know before you guys go. A too hard, too fast story. Time where either you guys got too drunk to function, a cautionary tale, something funny that maybe happened to you guys, another crack house story,
Another
or
crack.
any words of wisdom that you want to share.
She has all the tea.
No.
All the tea.
Okay.
You can spill the tea on me. I don't
In
care.
Alaska. Okay, so I moved to Alaska after we got married because that's where he was stationed. That was his first, what do you call it?
Duty station.
Duty station. And we were expecting our first child.
Oh, I love this story.
Exactly. This guy drags me, because he's already been there for a couple of years. So he already knows like he's gonna be drunk every weekend because there's nothing else to do in Alaska.
There's fuck all.
So he's like, let's go to my friend's house and let's get out. And I'm like, okay, great, because this is the only like socialization I've had all week long. So I'm like, okay, let's go. And we get there, and my husband proceeds to drink himself.
To Valhalla.
Yeah, exactly. The Vikings were calling him that night. And I was like, F this, I'm leaving. I kept telling him, I want to go home. I want to go home. And he, Bo, come here, Bo.
I'm sorry, we're gonna pause one.
And
That's a
okay.
hairy wiener.
Exactly.
You're staring at my wiener, bro.
Cut out because nobody's knowing what I said. Oh, there it is. I was
Bro,
like, I said it
I
when he
spied
wasn't.
my wiener.
So I'm like, I want to leave. Let's go. And he's like, no, one more. And his friends, of course, are enabling this nonsense. And I was like, fine, F it, I'm leaving. And of course, I'm like pregnant. I don't even know how far along I am, but I'm pretty pregnant. And I'm like, I'm leaving. And it's like, I don't even know, probably negative like 30 outside. And I was like, I'm just going to walk home. Forget it. So I start walking, and of course he's like chasing after me, and it's icy, because it's snowing and it's icy and everything. And he's like, where are you going? Get in the truck and let's go. And I'm like, I'm not going anywhere with you. And I have like this mitten, I have like 2 mittens on because I'm like freeze. I'm from South Texas. So taking me from here to there is like, no. So I have like probably 2 or 3 mittens on. And I was so mad because I was just, I'm pregnant. I'm hormonal. And I'm mad at him. So I go and I slap him with my mitten. And he can't feel he can't feel anything because it's just a soft, kitty soft paw,
Yeah, and his cheeks were probably frozen anyway.
But there was a military police there. What do you call them? MP. So the military police saw this happening in front of his eyes, and like right away, like the lights come on, and he comes over and is like, I saw that, ma'am. And I was like, okay, and like I'm so mad, and like I'm just tired. I just want to go home and I just want to sleep. And I'm like, I don't care. And you saw it. So I was like, I'll slap you too. And he was like, that's assault, ma'am, and you can go to jail. And I was like, well, take me to jail. Will I get sleep there? At least maybe I'll get a warm place and some food and a place to sleep. Anyways, so then he comes and he's like, do you want to press charges? And my husband's like, no, I don't want to press charges. She's pregnant. Just take her home.
Yeah.
So he had to separate us for the night. We weren't allowed to contact each other, and it was really weird. I was just like, just take me home because I want to go home. But
see, I've been punched in the face before, but that was the sweetest punch I've ever gotten. It was so soft. It was like just
It was like, I was like, hey.
Right. And this guy, comes in like, bro, chill, man. I'm like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, oh, I'll take her in for assault. You want to press charges? I'm like, bro, she is 7 months pregnant. I'm drinking and I'm dragging her ass out here in negative 35 degree weather. Like, Just take her home. I'll take her straight to jail. And I'm like, shut up, bro. Just take her home, man. It was a
job and one job only.
So serious.
He was so excited because shit doesn't happen in Alaska. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? A fucking moose comes into someone's yard and everybody's up in arms. You know, so this is his first assault he's ever seen, and he was ready to put her face in the pavement and just arrest her. It was hilarious. I'm like, calm down, son. Just calm down. So yeah, that was actually a funny story.
Yeah.
So you went home and he went back to the party.
Yes, but I was so mad because I knew like that slap didn't hurt him. So I was like,
I'll hold that forever.
20 years later, we're still hearing about it.
So
that's a good one.
I didn't get arrested and I didn't hurt anybody that night. So
Yeah.
But the police was involved. The lights came on.
the
So
lights,
it was there. Like it just enough juiciness to it.
exactly.
No,
just
I mean,
enough drama.
he came in hot, started sliding. He jumps out, slides across his hood, and like tackles her. It was serious. It was serious.
It was not that serious. It was not that serious.
Perfect. I love it. That's a good Jorge story. I know you have another one in you, but I want you guys back, so I want you guys to save it. So with that said, you have definitely restored my soul. So I appreciate that. Did we restore our faith in humanity? Maybe. Buy some furniture.
Yeah. There you go.
Right.
Freebird only buy furniture from Freebird.
Exactly. There you go.
If you go on your own, you will find interesting people, and maybe you could do your part that way, or you can get slapped at negative 35 degrees. You never know.
Take a chance. With that said, remember, dare to be you, dare to be weird. Bye.
Está loco.